All right. Good afternoon, Jeff. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm fantastic. All right. So I've got your resume here in front of me. You've had a very impressive background in staffing and branch management. It looks like majority of which has been in the construction industry. So I'm going to kind of let you take the stage to get started. Tell me about what you've been doing throughout your career, kind of the Cliff Notes version.
Well, I started in staffing when I didn't know what staffing was and kind of fell into it, worked my way up, started as a dispatcher, worked my way up through almost every position in a staffing world you could think of. I started in construction, then I went over to professional staffing, executives, things like that. Then I've also done manufacturing, warehousing, and then I am currently in construction staffing now.
How many years of construction staffing experience do you have?
That's probably the most. I would say maybe 7.
7. And how many years of branch?
Yeah, like 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Okay. And how many years of branch management experience in staffing do you have?
Oh, 11, 12.
11, 12. Now, when you say that you were the branch manager, did you also deal with the financials, like the budgeting, the P&L reporting, things like that?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, beautiful. What drew you to the construction staffing industry? Did you just kind of stumble into it, or was there something that drew you there?
No, I stumbled into it. I had no idea what staffing was. The manager at the time was looking for a dispatcher, and I had put my resume out there. And when I met with him, he thought I would be good at it. And 13 years later, here I am.
Okay, fantastic. Now, at any given, let's just say, on average, how many folks would you say are out working, on site at your different construction sites, like talent in the field?
It could go anywhere from 100 to 200 at a time, because I've done everything from general labor, semi-skilled to all skilled, carpentry, electrician, welders, pipe fitters, you name it. I've done pretty much even to some of I've done a lot of direct hires with some of the upper level management in construction fields as well.
Okay, fantastic. And then how many folks have you supervised and managed in your actual office, like staffing managers in your office?
Well, depends on the time of when the company I was working for. So when I was in my professional staffing, I had a big office. I actually had 2 different offices. One in Sanford and then one in Orlando, and altogether internal staff I had 18. That includes salespeople, recruiters, my office assistant, things like that. And then like in construction staffing, like now I have 2 recruiters, I have a office assistant, and then I have 2 salesmen now.
All right, beautiful. All right, let's talk a little bit about money to the bank. Let's talk about your revenue. What type of revenue were you bringing in for those staffing companies?
Anywhere from 2 million to 18 million was the highest of one of the offices I ran.
Beautiful. Now, were you also the one that was in charge of, let's say, if God forbid someone was injured on a job site? Are you familiar with those processes?
Workers' comp, it's one of the most important things in staffing. Yeah, I know all the steps.
All right, beautiful. What would you say is one of your biggest struggles working in this industry?
Lately, dealing with clients. I'm usually a really good communicator with my clients, but with this pandemic stuff and minimum wage changing here in Florida, I feel like everybody got a little bit more stubborn and are being a little bit more difficult with things, which I completely understand because it's a huge pay jump that surprisingly, I noticed a lot of companies were not prepared for. And when you kind of, we kind of gave heads up, but it kind of like they just ignored what we were saying. That recently, just getting clients to kind of be like, okay, I get you. Now, I've had some clients that understand, and because of the personnel that they're kind of getting the hint. It's like, okay, you're getting a different type of personnel now because everybody wanted a pay jump, and not everybody wants to work a lot of those kind of positions. So it's a little bit harder to staff. But we're getting there with that. I'm trying different techniques, more of understanding the client because everyone's different. And here in Florida, everybody's a little bit different.
Okay, fantastic. Now, if you weren't sitting here with me and I was talking to your staff and I was like, all right, guys, tell me the truth. What's it like working for Jeff? What do you think they would say?
Just based on what they've told me, it's pretty good to work with me. I make everybody feel like it's family. You're there, a lot of time more than you are at home. So I know from the office that I'm in now, they tell me all the time things have changed for the better. I guess the management that they had before just weren't as friendly and treated a lot of the guys with disrespect, which in the construction industry, you hear a lot of stories. That's how people get treated. And I've always felt like that's and like I've staffed and from general labor to high level positions, I treat everybody the same. Everybody's just trying to figure out their lives. And if I could help them with making a little bit of money so they can better themselves, that's kind of how I look at it. I try to take care of my staff.
Great. Well, Jeff, I'm going to go ahead and turn off the recording and chat with you a little bit more about the position I have in mind, if that sounds good.
Sounds good.